So in episode 1, I showed you how to set your game up to play as the director of football. In episode 2, we find out how to truly become the director of Moneyball. Greetings, my excellent friends, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Director of Moneyball. I am Kirk Sheridan, and today I am going to take you through the Moneyball rules that we are going to apply as we take Worthing Football Club from the National League South to the Premier League. That's the plan anyway. I mean, time will tell, and you might be able to have a very good laugh at me along the way if this doesn't all go according to plan. What we are going to do, though, is follow 9 rules. These are rules that were detailed in 2 fantastic football books, Soccernomics and The Numbers Game. I also heartily recommend that you check out the Football Manager Meets Moneyball series by Alex Stewart over at thesetpieces.com, which was a massive inspiration for this save as well. 9 rules, and here is rule number 1. Promote youth above transfers. For a true Moneyball save, what we need to be doing is essentially making the club as financially efficient as possible. One obvious way to do this is to promote people from our youth team. Why go out and spend £5 million if you've got someone already in the youth team who you can promote for much cheaper wages and might do exactly the same job? Bit of a shame then that as things stand, our under-18s, no candidates, no one in need of attention, no one to watch. One for us to work on then. Rule number 2, only sign players between the ages of 20 and 25. Now that feels counterintuitive, particularly for Football Manager players. We like to snap up the wonder kids. We like to snap up players in their prime who can come in and do a job for us. But there is a very, very significant reason why that age bracket is the most important. Generally, between the ages of 21 to 25, the players you bring in will increase in value and allow you to make a profit on them. That's another fundamental of this particular save. We are looking to make a profit on every player that we sign. The second, someone who's 21 has probably got a lot more first team minutes under their belt than someone aged 17 or 18. We need to have a decent underpinning of statistical data. So a promising youngster from a youth team who hasn't played any first team minutes, not going to cut it. We're going to let the data do the work for us. Rule 3, shop outside the usual markets. We all know English players, particularly Premier League players, even Championship players, are massively overvalued. You can get absolute bargains by going slightly beyond the beaten track. I'm talking transfer listed players, free transfers, low reputation leagues, low reputation teams. We want to sign up-and-coming young players who are putting in a decent amount of game time from divisions below us because they will be cheaper and again have more resale value. So I'm instantly going to reduce our scouting range, which will then allow me to significantly reduce the scouting budget. That feels ample for now. Nearly 58,000 allocated to our scouting budget. So we've got a little bit of room to spare. And if we transfer that across to wage budget, that gives us an extra £700 a week to play with, which as we're looking to bring in new staff, is I think going to be a very, very big help. Rule 4, improve defence before attack. Now this is a rule that comes directly from the Numbers Game. They looked at a huge number of matches and were able to prove clean sheets are worth more points than goals. And that's something that's going to be fundamental to the way that we approach this challenge, making sure we have a solid base rather than an exciting front line. Hopefully we'll get both, but defence first is where we're going to be putting our focus. Rule 5, improve the weakest area of the team first. Going out and signing a new star striker when you've already got someone up front who's pretty good is nowhere near as beneficial as upgrading your right wing back who can't seem to put a cross into the box whenever they get forward. So If I have a player in the team who is an obvious weak link, that is the first part of the team I need to upgrade. We're not looking to raise our ceiling, we need to raise the base that we're working from as we climb up the leagues. So in keeping with Rule 5, I've set up a few recruitment focuses to find some fullbacks and hopefully some decent defensive midfielders to fit into our new assistant manager's tactical setup. They are definitely the weakest areas of the team. Only one left back at the club. My best right back also plays in the centre. Maybe attacking midfielder as well is something we need to improve, but these are definitely areas that we need better strength in depth. So that's where I'm going to be focusing on limited wage budget. Rule 6. Basically, don't buy strikers unless you absolutely have to, because they're massively overpriced. There will, of course, be times when we need to bring in strikers, but it tends to be that those goal-scoring heroes cost a lot of money, both in terms of wages and also in terms of transfer fees. We're not going to be going out and trying to sign a 20-goal-a-season striker who's going to cost 5 times more than any other player we've ever brought into the club. We're going to rely on sharing those goals around, some excellent team play and overperforming constantly against our expectations. That's how we're going to make it to the top. Rule 7. Sell players at their peak age. Don't hold on to them too long. Don't let them decrease in value. So with a true Moneyball save, we need to be looking to maximise the value of our players. And that means accepting we're not going to be able to hold on to our heroes for their entire career. So in most cases, we're going to move our players on before they reach the age of 30. Beyond that point, their value will diminish. That means immediately these players here, the 6 oldest players at the club from 28 to 37, I will be looking to move them on straight away to get as much value from them as I possibly can and reinvest that in bringing in younger players with more resale value. Number 8. With the previous rule in mind, always be scouting for replacements. We want to make sure that we have exceptional talent lined up to come in at a moment's notice. Always have an alternative player lined up. And rule 9, the final and scariest rule of all, if somebody offers more than a player is worth, sell them. Yeah, that's it. We are a tiny, tiny club in the National League South for the very first time. There's no way we can hope to keep hold of our best players. We need to maximise their value, sell them at a massive profit, and reinvest those funds in developing our youth team. I really am genuinely terrified about that one, though, because it's not how I've ever played Football Manager before. Wish me luck. So there we have it, 9 frankly terrifying rules to take into this Director of Moneyball adventure. Okay, Rule 7, let's get these players offered out. Anyone above their peak age? One of them is my club captain. Am I going to have to make an exception straight away here? Okay, I'll think about Aaron later on. Let's definitely look at the others first. Now, I have made a decision to offer out one of our players, looking at the attributes that I'm aiming for. Similar to the Culture Club last year, I want players who are determined, good teamwork, work rate, concentration and bravery, and also pacey with strong stamina and strength, and some who can pass their way out of this division. And unfortunately, Dan Thompson does not really fit that remit, so I've offered him out to clubs around us for £2,500. We'll see what comes back. No one was biting. We ended up having to transfer list him, and now he has had an offer from Canvey Island. We won't get a fee, but we would save £150 per week. Over the course of a year, that's nearly £8,000 saved, so I think that would be a good deal. So I'll accept that, and now it's over to Dan to make his decision. Here's an example of that preference for youth in action. Conrad Honor, he's potentially agreeing to a contract as a breakthrough prospect. He's already one of the better midfielders at the club, so we've offered him a part-time contract for 2 years, £70 a week. He's accepted. This might be an opportunity to start our youth development plans early. And at our first recruitment meeting, our staff suggested that we transfer list Darren Budd, 37 years old, unfortunately no longer good enough for the club. Darren, you've got 23 clubs to choose from. Please go for one of them and save us £80 per week. Thank you very much. Great news, Dan Thompson has agreed to join Canvey Island. Dan, I wish you well. Sorry we couldn't work together for longer, but thank you for saving us £150 per week. And here we have our first new signing. Following the rules applied to this Moneyball save, we've signed a 21-year-old fullback, Bradley Webb. He is going to probably act as a backup to Cameron Tutt, but at least now we do have another option in that position who has potential to be almost as good as Tutt could be in the future as well. Certainly meets a lot of those team DNA attributes that I'm looking for. We have a capable backup there, and we were able to bring him in on a very decent wage. He initially wanted a non-contract. He might well end up playing a lot if Tutt gets injured, so we just offered him £60 a week, and he's happy. Excellent, we are too. And one of the reasons we've been able to fund that move for Bradley Webb is because Operation Reduce Our Wage Budget is going pretty well. Darren Budd did move to Folkestone. We've also moved on Tyrese Mathenzi to Hitchin, Joe Rye's gone to Whitehawk, and Alex Parson also gone to Hitchin. And with all of that combined, we've actually got a gap in our wage budget of £1.5k per week, which is allowing us to do exciting things like bringing in another new player, Jack Madelin. Madelin is a risk, but in the first season of a Moneyball save, there's always going to be a risk involved because you don't have the supporting data to prove whether someone's had first team football or not. What I do know is he's played 2 non-competitive games for us so far on trial, got a 7.5 rating in the 2 of them, and absolutely ticks all the boxes for our club DNA. Now, if we look at his history, Wimbledon, 1 appearance in Sky Bet League 1, and Leatherhead on loan, 1 appearance in the Isthmian Premier last season. So an out-of-ordinary Moneyball signing because we don't have all the data to prove that he's the right player for this club, but comes in on a healthy wage compared to other players, long-term contract as well, a significant release clause, so he would absolutely generate a lot of profit for us as well. In my search for quality defensive midfielders, I've identified Lamine Sheriff, who ticks all of the boxes for the club DNA that I'm looking for. Currently playing at Peterborough Sports in the National League North, and apparently no compensation, and he might not want a regular wage, so I'm going to give this a try. He's happy to be a fringe player, this is positive, and he wants a £475 appearance fee. I suspect he's going to get more game time than that, so I'm going to offer him a part-time contract. Let's go £140 a week guaranteed, just for a year. Oh, quality! Once again, bargain signing. Now it's time to see how effective our new look scouting team has been in identifying potential players for our problem positions. Okay, we have 3 recommendations for right back, all of which outside my target age range. Maybe that's something I need to select with the recruitment focus in future. Can I do that? Yes. That was rather stupid. However, in better news, we have had an unbeaten pre-season. 2-0 victory at home against Southend. Then we beat Worthing United, very local rivals, 5-2. East Preston 2-0. Gloucester another 5-2. And then Needham Market 5-0. Miles Meekham's there with an 8.18 average in those 5 matches. Ollie Pearce, 7.9. Harry Phillips, who I'm absolutely offering a contract to now that he's proven himself on trial, 7.7 in that attacking midfield role. There it is. We've offered Phillips a contract significantly higher wage than the other players we've brought in so far, but he is our best attacking midfielder, and we need someone who can score goals and assist. Once again, those pre-season matches have proven that Phillips should be able to do just that. These signings are gathering pace as we approach the first game of the season. Harvey White joins us as our backup goalkeeper. Excellent potential, Not really to the level of quality that I would like for a backup, but he's only 21, he will get better, and to be honest, I just needed someone to be able to sit on the bench. We're only paying him when he plays, so hopefully he's not going to have to play very much. Phillips joins us too, excellent news. And Sam Allardyce also joins us as a backup centre-back. Another one of those players who we've been able to sign as a breakthrough prospect for very little money, even though he's already got a decent rating for the senior team and has exceptional potential. We've signed him up for 2 years. The big day approaches. We have no more transfer activity underway ahead of the game against Dover tomorrow. Our first ever game in the National League South. Looks like we'll end up with Harrison Mayle starting in goal, Cameron Tutt at left back. Jack Maidlin could well play at right back because we've got Dan Bowery and Aaron Racine in the middle. Sam Allardyce capable backup to them both. Lamine Sheriff, depending on how we line up, maybe a third choice, but Danny Barker and McLeod are likely to take those two places. Maybe Lewis White cutting in from the left and Miles Meekins on the right. Ollie Pearce certainly guaranteed starter up front. And that is looking very much along the lines of what Dave is suggesting. Obviously, he might change his mind tomorrow. I'm not getting involved. This is his squad. It's his team. Oh, this is it. Big day. We are going on holiday. Come on, Dave, do me proud. I know you can. I've hand-picked you to manage this team, to take us to the Vanarama National League. I believe that your tiki-taka style, your passing, will take us out of this division. What's going to happen when we come back from holiday? Whoa! What a match! 5-2. Again, that's our third 5-2 win in 6 matches. Oh, we're going to be a fun team to watch this season, aren't we? How did we line up? We did have Tutt on the left and Maidlin on the right. Allardyce started in the centre of defence with Racine. McLeod and Sheriff in defensive midfield. Miles Meekins, Phillips and White behind Pearce. Looks like Bowery, Starkey and Barker all came on and did great things. Right, I'm sure, like me, you want to watch the goals. So Dover managed to get the first with a through ball from their fullback, knocked into their striker Grant. Quite an easy finish for them. And then in the 24th minute, McLeod floated one across to Maidlin, who left-footed strike from outside the box from a central defender. Then the 74th minute, Starkey played us through ball to Pearce. Oh, he took a touch and then struck it into the back of the net with some force. Starkey, who was a substitute, I believe, setting up that goal. Then a long ball from Bowery. Pearce, oh, with a beautiful finish into the bottom corner. Well played, Pearce. And then I believe he gets a hat-trick. Starkey, is he setting this one up? No, that's Barker. And a free header for Pearce, who does get the hat-trick. My word. Unfortunately, it looks like Dover did get a consolation. Just, wow. If you're going to score a consolation goal, that's quite a good one. Gracious me, that was even better than Maidlin's. And then, oh my word, Starkey being played on by some terrible defending, an awful offside trap there from their defender. Dave Hedges, you're off to a winning start, 100% record. We're top of the league. Don't know how long it's going to stay that way, but there's obviously a surefire way to find out. Come back again and join me as we continue this Director of Moneyball adventure. I've been Kirk Sheridan. Thank you very much for watching today. If you have enjoyed it, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on to find out the second that part 3 drops. In the meantime, be excellent to each other. Take care and I'll see you soon.